All right, I got 12 o'clock. Doug, we'll start with Jeremy. Despite your guys' best efforts to get Palcho to start the queue, we will start with Jeremy.
All right.
Go
Just
ahead.
for the record, I did want Palcho to lead this off. Doug, welcome back, man. Great to cover you for another year. So just what went into this, and how much did your meeting with Bret and Bret's hire play into this?
Yeah, I think that meeting kind of it was kind of like the final topping on the cake, really. It was something that I was thinking about for a couple of weeks, just with how the season was going and kind of having to sit out a couple games and stuff like that. So it started creeping to my mind a little bit. But I think, meeting with him yesterday and obviously 2 days ago with the whole team, that kind of cemented my faith in this program and our athletic director and with whoever he's going to bring in with his new staff. But yeah, I was really impressed with what he had to say, and I'm looking forward to get back to work.
What was your reaction to his hire? And obviously he's got kind of an O-line smash mouth background. Did that play any factor? What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely remember, watching his teams at Wisconsin, and obviously remembering all the offensive linemen that played for him. So yeah, I think it kind of speaks for itself, and I think there's a lot to learn from him and whoever he brings in as the O-line coach and the offensive coordinator. So I really just looked at it as an opportunity to keep improving and play at a university that I love.
Thanks, Doug.
Hey, Doug, I mean, obviously you said this has been in your mind for a couple of weeks, but maybe it would have been an easier route to go after a coaching change and not have to learn new people and just kind of learn how new things tick. I mean, I guess what was kind of that final, was it the meeting, or did you have any reservations after you heard the coaching change that maybe it might just be easier to take a different step in life?
Yeah, I think anytime there's change and there's adversity that you're facing, you're gonna have those doubts, and I definitely did think about going and trying to go to the NFL and stuff like that, but I really just tried to talk to the people that I trust and see what they had to say about it, and just really base it off of their experiences and the advice that they had given me, which was to stay and play out a final year and get another chance to wear this uniform.
Was there anything specifically that sticks out from the meeting with Bret, whether it be yesterday or 2 days ago, that really kind of put you over the edge? Any special message, I guess? What was his message to you?
Yeah, I think he believes that we can win right away, and we have the people to do that. So that's definitely something that kind of drew me to him. And also what he's been saying this whole time, tough, dependable, and smart players. I try to hang my hat on that, and I try to play with those three characteristics. So I think it's a perfect fit, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Doug. Good to have you back.
Doug, people say, you were 2-6 last year. How can you win right away? But when you look at COVID and all the stuff that went on this year, is there kind of a feeling of unfinished business going into next year with the orange and blue and with the new coach?
Yeah, I think you could definitely say that. And obviously it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of grinding behind the scenes. And it's going to take the right people sticking around to really get that going. And, we're not going to shy away from that. We know we're facing a lot of adversity, and, that's part of the reason why I wanted to stay, just to keep fighting through it and really stick it out and finish this thing out the right way.
I was kind of struck by how emotional Coach Bielema was, even at the press conference. Was he that way at the meeting? Without getting into specifics about what he said, what was his personality like that maybe impressed you?
Yeah, absolutely. The emotional part of it, it definitely, showed right away. He said he's not afraid to show those emotions, and There were multiple times when he was talking to the team where, he did get emotional and stuff like that. And, I think that's great to see from a head coach. I think it builds, that trust and the relationship between the players. And I think ultimately it makes players want to play harder for a guy who, for a guy that really cares about them and stuff like that. So obviously there's a relationship to be built, and that sort of stuff doesn't just happen right away, but it's great to see it, on day one.
Thanks. Merry Christmas.
Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Doug, I'm sure it's kind of weird feeling going into that first team meeting that you guys had with Coach Bielema. He mentioned, and Josh mentioned as well, that there just seemed to be an energy in the room and kind of everybody really locked into what he was saying. What was that team meeting like that you guys had? And then what were some conversations that you maybe had with some of your teammates after that, and kind of just all your guys' collective reaction?
Yeah, I think, the first initial reaction that a lot of the guys had was they were really impressed with that kind of initial speech that he gave to our team. And I think, a lot of the players respected the way that he went about it. Just talking to all of us before he kind of talked to anyone else. And, just kind of relaying that message that we're his players now, and, he's got our backs no matter what. So I think, hearing that sort of stuff from him on day one is awesome. And then obviously, like it was mentioned before, he gets emotional in certain situations, which I think is great to see from a head coach. And I know a lot of the other guys on the team are looking forward to that as well.
He really, on his introductory press conference, emphasized in-state recruiting, in-state talent. As an Illinois guy and him being from the state as well, is that something that you guys were kind of able to bond over in that individual meeting that you guys had?
Yeah, definitely. He made it well known that he's an Illinois guy. No matter where he went to college or, where he's coached in the past. He was born in Illinois, and, he kind of grew up an Illinois fan. So I think, that definitely, brought us closer together right away. And like I said before, it's just about building that trust with the head coach. And, that's a great first step in doing it. But yeah, I think, I'm super excited for the next year.
Thanks, Doug.
Yep.
Doug, over the summer when Blake transferred to Illinois, I know a lot of you guys on the offensive line were really excited about it. Obviously, he wasn't able to play this last year due to an injury. But what's it going to be like to get to be able to play with him and bring a lot of the guys back on the offensive line now with you and Palcho?
Yeah, I think, it's a great opportunity to continue playing with, some of my best friends. And even though Blake, playing, he's been behind the scenes, he's been working out, he's been doing rehab. He's been in every offensive line meeting that we've had. So, he did a great job this year of just buckling down and trying to learn the system, even though he's not playing. That's a tough thing to do. But, I think, me and his relationship is we've grown super close this year. And, I look at him as one of my really good friends. So obviously playing another year with him and a guy like Palcho is going to be a lot of fun.
And being a team captain and on that leadership committee, Coach Bielema spoke a little bit about that in his introductory press conference. Was there anything maybe different, without getting into the details, about that meeting with Coach Bielema compared to a meeting with the former person who would lead those leadership meetings?
Yeah, I think anytime the person that's leading the meeting changes, it's going to be different. They kind of have a different approach, and you can kind of tell that right away. But yeah, I don't really want to get into the specifics, but I mean, I think he did a great job, bringing in all of us and talking to us. And, I thought Coach Smith did a great job of getting input from the leadership of the team. So yeah, I think, not too much can change, but there's definitely some differences between the coaches for sure.
Thanks, Doug. Merry Christmas.
Appreciate it.
Should I jump in or? I'll jump in. Doug, one of my questions was kind of already asked, but I want to build off it a little bit. The opportunity to play with some of these guys who are going to be returning and maybe keep most, if not all, of that offensive line intact for 2021. How much did that play into your decision? I mean, do you feel like you would have potentially come to a different decision if the line was going to be in different shape moving forward to 2021?
Yeah, I think keeping a guy like, knowing that Palcho is going to be back, played a huge role in my decision. Not saying that I would have left if everyone was going to be gone, but it definitely makes it easier knowing, having a 4-year relationship with a guy that you're coming back with to finish it out. I think, that takes a lot of time to build up that trust on the offensive line. So keeping the same faces is important. And it's something that we've been very fortunate to have the past 4 years.
And you talk about something that takes time to build up. Obviously, you're going to have to learn some different schematic things from whoever Coach Bielema brings in. How much are you looking forward to that opportunity? And are there any nerves maybe associated with what new schemes, new ideas he might bring in?
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I think, with an opportunity like this, you have a chance to grow as a football player, and you have a chance to grow as a person. And really, with the football stuff, I think that's super important because, either way this year, I was going to be going into a different scheme that I had to learn. I think it's cool and important, to see, someone be able to learn multiple systems and stuff like that. So I think, it's definitely a big opportunity, and I try to look at the positives of the situation, not get too nervous with it.
Thanks, Doug. Happy holidays.
Appreciate it.
Doug, if I can build off that, the idea that Rod and your offensive line coach Bob McClain aren't going to be back. How much did that play into what you wanted to do and your future at Illinois and your decision?
Yeah, I think obviously hate to hear stuff like that. Just because I think those two are good coaches, super good people as well, and two guys that I've grown pretty close with the past few years. But like I said before, I have all the trust that Coach Bielema is going to bring in a great staff, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to stay, because I do trust that he can bring in those guys, and yeah, just really looking forward to that.
How much contact have you had with the 4 signees, the early signees? And I know that there are a couple of guys that the previous staff have used you as a comparison to. We want you to emulate what Doug Kramer has been doing the last few years to get to that level. How much, if any, contact have you had with the 4 offensive lineman signees?
Yeah, I talked to Kreutz a little bit when he kind of said that he was committed, and then I'm making my way around to get to I got to get to the other 3 and talk to him as soon as possible. But yeah, obviously, they're kind of going through a similar situation to what I went through when I was committed 4 or 5 years ago. So any advice that they need, I can definitely give it to them. And if they end up listening to this, I would just say, just stick with it. Commit to a university, not just a coaching staff. And I think things like that are super important in college.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
Okay, Doug, let me know if I miss anything. You commit to Florida Atlantic. You then decommit because the interim coach at Illinois offers you a gray shirt spot. That coach is then let go. Lovey comes in. You don't even know if you have a spot. You're looking around. You then commit to Lovey, and he gives you a scholarship right away. You don't have to gray shirt. You then play 5 years. You play for 3 offensive line coaches now. You play through a pandemic where you only have 5 games, and now you're coming back for a 6th year for a 3rd coach, basically. Have I gotten everything right there?
Yeah, that's just about everything.
Yes. So my question is, do you feel tossed by the waves? College football has has thrown you around so much. I mean, not many people have your story. What is this like for you to have like one more chance here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there has been a lot of adversity that I've had to face and our team has had to face. These past 4 or 5 years. And I'm lucky that I have a group of guys that, I really do, love and like brothers that I can go through it with. And that's really, part of the reason why I want to stay is, this team and my teammates that I'm currently with. But yeah, I mean, I've just kind of tried to look at it with, the same kind of eyes that I'm looking at it right now. Each situation is going to present an opportunity to you, and you kind of choose how you want to handle it, and you choose if you want to battle through the adversity or if you want to run from it. And I've tried to just keep my head down and keep grinding, and there's a lot of people that I have to thank for making it through it, and talking me through some tough situations. But yeah, it means the world to be able to be on this team another year. I was super frustrated with how the season went for myself and our team, and this is an opportunity that I just couldn't pass up. So I'm really looking forward to the next year, and super thankful that I get another chance to have a final go at it.
Okay, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Doug, I had a quick follow-up. I mean, you're going into your 6th season. You're kind of on pace here to be a 3-time captain. Like, do you get like a special parking spot here by the players? I mean, what do you think this is going to be like for you? I mean, to experience another year of college.
Nah, man, no special treatment. I'm the same as everyone on our team. Nothing special about it. Just excited. I don't expect a parking spot. I don't expect any of that. I just expect a chance to compete and continue to play for this university. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Thanks, Doug.
Appreciate it.
A dumb question for you, Doug. Do you like Tommy Boy more or Van Wilder, guys who stayed in college?
I'm a big Tommy Boy guy. I like Tommy Boy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, Doug, quickly, how was it presented to you that you could come back? I'm curious, because was it a personal thing, or has Bret basically blanketed every senior and said, if you guys want to come back, I'll honor it, and you guys are on my team now? How does that work?
Yeah, I think we had talked about it with Coach Smith previously, and he talked to the whole team, and he said with this new rule, you have a chance of coming back if you want to or not, and that same rule kind of carried over. So he did talk to all the seniors, and he said, if you guys want to come back, if you guys are bought in, then you're welcome to stay. So that's kind of how it was presented.
Thanks, I appreciate it, Doug.
No problem.
All right, thank you, Doug.
Hey, Doug,
Appreciate your time.
I have a question for Doug.
Go ahead.
Being such a short center and just not being very athletic, how are you able to compete in the Big Ten? I know, like, it's just you're 5'11". It's very tough. How do you deal with that?
Oh God, yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. Adversity, Palcho. Adversity.
What you lack for in height, you make up for in grit.
You want to answer that way? It's all good. It's all you.
Hold on, Pratt.
Hey, you talk about a special parking spot. Why don't you ask him about the special parking spot?
Paltro's the only one that gets a spot right now. Handicap.
All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.